A steaming bowl of instant noodles. Quick, cheap, and addictive. But have you ever thought about how that perfectly curled noodle brick lands in your kitchen? Behind every packet is a massive high-speed operation where machines and humans work in perfect sync. Right now, deep inside a humming factory, flour is transforming into thousands of noodle strands. Giant mixers knead the dough, rollers flatten it into thin sheets, and razor-sharp blades slice them at lightning speed. In just minutes, they're steamed, fried, and sealed, ready to travel across the world. But there's more to it than meets the eye. Factories use surprising tricks to make noodles last for months while keeping that signature springy bite. Stick around as we unravel the secrets behind instant noodles. 1. From powder to dough. The birth of a noodle. A packet of instant noodles may look simple, but its journey starts with something basic. Flour. Mountains of fine wheat flour are stored in massive silos, waiting for their turn to become noodles. But here's where the magic begins. The flour moves into giant mixing machines, where water and a secret blend of seasonings are added. These seasonings don't just add taste, they also help create the perfect texture. Some factories even add a special ingredient, alkaline water. This is what gives noodles their signature chewiness and slight yellow color. The dough starts off dry and crumbly, but within minutes, the powerful mixers turn it into a smooth, elastic sheet. It's not just any dough. It has to be strong enough to handle stretching, cutting, and cooking without breaking. But here's something surprising. This dough isn't soft like bread dough. It's stiff and firm, making it easier to shape into thin, wavy strands later. 2. The high-speed transformation. Dough to noodle strands. Now that the dough is ready, it's time for the real action, turning it into the thin, wavy strands we know as noodles. But this isn't a slow, careful process. It happens at lightning speed. First, the dough moves through a series of giant rollers. Each roller presses it thinner and thinner, just like rolling out pizza dough. But here's the trick. The rollers don't just flatten the dough, they also make it stretchable and flexible so it won't break later. Once the dough reaches the perfect thinness, it moves into a cutting machine. This is where the magic happens. Razor-sharp blades slice through the dough at incredible speeds, creating thousands of long, thin noodle strands in just seconds. But why are instant noodles always wavy? That's not by accident. Right after cutting, the noodles pass through a special shaking or waving mechanism. This adds the famous curly shape, which isn't just for looks. Wavy noodles cook more evenly and fit better into the packaging. At this point, the factory floor is filled with endless ribbons of fresh noodles, moving quickly on conveyor belts. 3. Steaming and frying. The science behind instant cooking. Freshly cut noodles may look ready, but they're still raw. If you tried to cook them now, they'd turn into a sticky mess. This is where factories use two genius techniques, steaming and frying, to create that perfect quick cooking noodle block. First, the noodles pass through a high-speed steaming tunnel. Hot steam blasts them for just a few minutes, cooking them without making them soggy. This step locks in their shape and gives them that slightly firm, bouncy texture we love. But steamed noodles are still too soft to be packaged. This is where the most surprising step happens. Next, the noodles enter a hot oil bath. Yes, instant noodles are deep fried. They're submerged in superheated palm oil for about a minute, which removes all moisture while giving them a crispy texture. This frying process is why instant noodles cook so fast at home. When you pour hot water on them, they reabsorb moisture instantly, softening in just 3 minutes. Not all noodles are fried though. Some brands use air drying instead, which takes longer but makes a lower fat option. Either way, by the time this step is done, the noodles have gone from soft strands to dry, lightweight blocks, perfectly preserved and ready for flavoring. And that's where the real taste explosion begins. 4. Flavor explosion, the seasoning and packaging process. Now comes the part that makes every instant noodle packet exciting, the flavor. A plain noodle block is nothing without that little seasoning packet that packs a punch. But have you ever wondered how factories get the flavors just right every time? First, experts in food labs create special seasoning blends. These aren't just salt and spices. Many contain dehydrated vegetables, soy sauce powder, chicken or beef extracts, and even a touch of MSG to enhance umami. Every brand has its own secret formula, carefully tested to make sure it tastes perfect in just one sip. Once the recipe is set, high-tech machines measure each seasoning packet down to the exact gram. There's no room for mistakes. Too much seasoning could make it overpowering, and too little would make it bland. Some packets come with liquid sauces or oil to add extra richness, carefully sealed to stay fresh for months. Meanwhile, the noodle blocks are carefully placed into their packaging, cups, bags, or bowls. A final airtight seal is applied, locking out moisture and oxygen. This is what keeps instant noodles fresh for months without preservatives. 5. Safety and quality. Hidden checks you never knew existed. Before a single pack of instant noodles hits the shelves, it must pass a series of strict quality tests. Factories don't just check for taste, they use high-tech machines to scan, test, and even stress the noodles to make sure every pack is perfect. First, advanced cameras and sensors check the noodle blocks for size, shape, and texture. If a block is too thick, too thin, or has broken strands, it's immediately rejected. Some factories even use X-ray machines to detect tiny air bubbles inside the noodles, which could affect how they cook. Next, random noodle packs go through extreme tests. Some are exposed to high temperatures to see if they can survive months in hot warehouses. Others are crushed under pressure to ensure they won't break too easily during shipping. Even the seasoning packets are tested. Factories make sure they don't clump up or lose their flavor over time. Microbiologists in lab coats also test for bacteria and contamination. Since instant noodles are eaten worldwide, they must meet strict food safety laws in every country. 6. Shipping millions. How instant noodles reach the world. Every day, instant noodle factories produce millions of packs, but getting them from the factory to store shelves across the world is a whole different challenge. These lightweight, delicate noodle blocks need to survive long journeys without breaking. How do factories do it? First, freshly sealed noodle packs move onto massive conveyor belts, where robotic arms carefully stack them into boxes. Each box is packed tightly to prevent movement, reducing the chances of noodles breaking during transport. Some brands even use air cushion packaging for extra protection. Once boxed, the noodles are loaded onto huge pallets, each carrying thousands of packs at once. These pallets are then wrapped in plastic to keep out moisture and dust. From here, the noodles begin their journey. Some head straight to local grocery stores, while others are loaded into shipping containers bound for different countries. Cargo ships, airplanes, and trucks move these noodles across the world, passing through ports and warehouses before reaching stores. Factories track every shipment using barcode systems, ensuring freshness and quality are maintained. And that's the incredible journey of instant noodles, from simple flour to the steaming bowl in front of you. Next time you tear open a pack, you'll know the hidden science and engineering behind every bite. If you found this behind-the-scenes look fascinating, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into everyday things. Got a favorite instant noodle flavor? Let us know in the comments.